It may be a giant leap for mankind, but it's probably just a walk to the mailbox for these guys. Welcome to 10 TV, and we're going to kick this off by counting down our picks for the top 10 most astonishing UFO sightings. Number 10, the Belgian Wave, 1989. Occurring between November 1989 and April 1990, some 143 witness accounts were collected in the first night alone in the series of sightings. Tracked by radar by the Belgian Air Force, these objects were described as large, black triangles possessing bright lights that would frequently change colors. Despite a large investigation at the time, the Belgian authorities are yet to reach a definite conclusion in relation to the case. Some theories state that the whole thing was a mass delusion or just a crapload of helicopters. But I'm leaning towards diabetic shock due to the 1989 Belgian Waffle World Cup. Number 9. The 2012 London Olympics. Anyone that was watching or participating in the London Olympics in 2012 is probably going to remember this one. During the opening ceremonies, a UFO was spotted within the fireworks display. Skeptics say that it was most likely a blimp or a helicopter, but overseers of the Olympic Games and the event planners claimed that no aircraft was supposed to be around the vicinity during that time. This kind of makes me feel good. It's nice to know that no matter what differences that we have with extraterrestrial life, it can all be put aside for rhythmic gymnastics. Number 8. Japan Air, 1986. In November 1986, Japan Airlines Flight 1628 was carrying a shipment of wine between Paris and Tokyo. Captain Tenju Terachi, a veteran pilot of 29 years, was no stranger to the skies. While the plane was over Alaska, passengers and crew of Flight 1628 noted a bright flying object in their view that was about 3 times the size of an aircraft carrier. Captain Kenju contacted ground controllers, and they confirmed the flying object on their radar. For over 300 miles and 50 minutes, Flight 1628 observed and tracked the UFO. This sounds awesome, and I would probably buy this if they weren't carrying a payload of wine and the pilot didn't look like this. Number 7. Colares Island, Brazil, 1977. In 1977, there were several UFOs spotted over the island of Colares, located in Brazil. These sightings had numerous witnesses, 400 in total, who claimed to have been attacked by radiation beams, which left wounds including punctures and burns. Some witnesses even reported having their blood sucked. Of course, the government got involved, and the group investigating the phenomenon was called Operation Saucer. Real original, guys. The investigation did not last long and was later recalled. To this day, there is still no explanation as to what happened. Number 6. 1942, The Battle of LA. No, not the movie. But that was awesome, and I'm probably going to watch it when I'm done with this. In February of 1942, the United States was still pretty shook from the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor 2 months earlier. So when an unidentified flying object was discovered hovering over the city of Los Angeles, they went crazy. The military got involved, machine guns and anti-aircraft shells were shot into the air, cats and dogs were living together, it was mass hysteria. After all of this, the U.S. Air Force attributes the event to a case of war nerves, likely triggered by a lost weather balloon. Yup, a weather balloon. Number 5. The Tehran Incident, 1976. The 1976 Tehran UFO incident was a radar and visual sighting of an unidentified flying object flying over Tehran during the early morning hours of September 19, 1976. During the incident, 2 F-4 Phantom II jet interceptors supposedly lost instrumentation and communications as they approached, only to have them restored upon withdrawal. One of the aircraft also supposedly suffered temporary weapon system failure while preparing to fire. Just when you thought this whole thing couldn't get any crazier, the official explanation for this is that it was not a UFO, but what witnesses saw was an astronomical body, supposedly Jupiter, and pilot incompetence and equipment malfunction accounted for the rest. Bro, what? Are you seriously saying that someone who was smart enough to fly a jet plane has the observational skills of a Cocker Spaniel? Come on. Number 4, Sao Paulo, Brazil, 1986. During the night of May 19, 1986, as many as 20 UFOs were seen and tracked by ground radar in at least 6 planes over several states in southeastern Brazil. 2 F-5E and 3 Mirage fighter jets were scrambled to intercept them, but there was no official word if contact was made. The incident was attributed to debris that was ejected by the Soviet space station Soyuz 7 that re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. This is not a reassuring explanation to me. Russian space metal falling from the sky is just as terrifying to me as a couple of UFOs out for a Sunday drive. Number 3, the Kenneth Arnold case, 1947. Kenneth A. Arnold was an American aviator and businessman. He is best known for making what is generally considered the first widely reported unidentified flying object sighting in the United States. After claiming to have seen 9 unusual objects flying in a chain near Mount Rainier, Washington, Arnold originally described the object's shape as flat like a pie pan or simply saucer-like. The U.S. Air Force formally listed the Arnold case as a mirage, which is basically their way of saying, shh, get out of here. It's kind of a harsh thing to say to a guy who's regarded as a skilled and experienced pilot with over 9,000 flying hours. But hey, Uncle Sam has no chill. Number 2, Washington, D.C., 1952. One of the most witnessed UFO sightings took place right over Washington, D.C. The sightings occurred not just once, but over a period of 2 freaking weeks. The first sighting occurred on July 19, 1955, and the second on July 26, 1955, a week later. The sightings were confirmed by many reputable sources, including pilots, radar operators, and endless civilian witnesses. The official government response was that the sightings were not aliens from outer space, no, but a weather phenomenon known as temperature inversion. How this weather phenomenon creates multiple radar blips, I don't know. But then again, I'm not a scientist, I just make videos. Number 1, Roswell, New Mexico, 1947. The most infamous UFO sighting of all time. The Roswell incident has captured the attention of skeptics and conspiracy theorists alike for over 60 years. In the summer of 1947, several military personnel are reported to have recovered debris from a downed UFO at a nearby ranch in Roswell, New Mexico. Although the military soon dismissed the wreckage recovered as a piece of surveillance equipment, many speculate that actual alien beings as well as their craft were taken into the custody of the military that night. This incident has become mythic, spawning endless controversy and confusion. Roswell has become a mecca for UFO researchers and believers, but its most profound contribution has to be the 1999 TV show of the same name that gave us Katherine Heigl and lifted the WB television network out of obscurity. Thanks, little guys.